So we continue to see the exact same thing. That right now there is no recession. Don't worry, keep spending, everything will be just fine. Your banks, they're safe. Your money, it is secure. Don't worry. Well, that's not really the truth. Everything is going to come crashing down. And this is why I want to give you this warning. Because the people that you're getting your news from, your updates from, is there something that they are trying to sell you in the end? Is there a reason why they're giving you all the good news? This could be. And this is why I want to give you this warning. First, all I ask is if you can spend just 2 seconds, go ahead, hit that like button, and let's begin. So here's the big issue that I have. Is right now you hear from bank CEOs. They say there's no recession. The banks are secure. They're very, very sound. This is what the bank CEOs are telling us. Then you listen to people that are in the government. They tell us there's no recession. Things are bouncing back just nicely. This is exactly what we have planned. But is that the truth? The truth is that everything is going to eventually come crashing down. It's just a matter of when and by how much. This is why this is a problem. Now, one thing I can tell you is that the American people are going to feel the pain. We are going to suffer because of this. And it's not just because of the banks, because of our government officials, because of things going on outside of the United States. There are things that are happening right here in the U.S. that are impacting every single one of us. For example, let's talk about all these people that are saying there's no recession. Things are good. Well, let's look at food companies for a second. Food companies keep on coming out and saying that there's no recession, everything is all well and good. Well, let's just take Kellogg, for example, because Kellogg says there's no recession. Kellogg has been changing their package sizes. Yeah, look at some cereal. Look at the boxes of cereal. Look at things like pastas, the boxes of pasta. Look at some of these things. And I know I'm not talking about Kellogg pasta, but you look at some of these different things, you're going to see that it's a smaller package, but the price is the same. The price is the exact same. How do they do it? Well, consumers continue to buy their products because they appear cheaper. That's it. They just appear cheaper. And the reason why they appear cheaper is because Kellogg or other companies haven't increased the prices. They just make the products smaller. They put less in the box. This is an issue. So yes, it doesn't look like we're going to have a recession because the American people keep on spending money on these items, but it's not because they absolutely need them. It's because it's the cheaper option. That's one of the reasons why. Well, let's go over to car dealerships for a second. And I actually went to, I think, 3 car dealerships just this past week, and I talked to a handful of the salespeople. And they all told me the exact same thing. That right now, finding cars is tough because they're just flying off the lots. That's what they told me. And if I was any other person thinking, oh, okay, well, I better hurry and buy a car today, right? Not really what I was doing, but I should hurry and buy a car. Well, I was just curious. I wanted to see for myself, what are people telling consumers? What are the salespeople telling you? Well, one person told me, I need to actually custom get a car. Okay, I need to actually spec it out myself to get a brand new car. That's what he said. I'm not going to spec out a car. I'm not going to pay today's dollars for a car that's going to get to me in 4 to 6 months. Maybe if I'm lucky. I'm not going to do that. That's just insane. But that's what car dealerships are telling people. You need to spec out the vehicle that you want. Yeah. You want a SUV? You want a little car? You want a green color with money on the top? Well, you need to spec it out, right? So that's one thing we're seeing. The other thing is we are seeing younger salespeople They're not on the lots anymore. Okay, let me know if you've seen this as well. I went to 3 different lots. Every single person that I saw was probably at least 50 to 60 years old. Every single person. What happened to those young salesmen? The ones that are just out of high school and they're 20 to 25 years old trying to make a name for themselves. Guess what? When I asked, okay, because I did ask a friend of mine, you know what he said? Well, he just made the cut. He's 34 years old. He just made the cut because the people that were about 2 years younger than him, okay, and lower, they all got canned. They're gone. That to me sounds like there's a recession coming. I talked to another friend of mine. He's a travel agent. Yes, travel agents are still a thing. They're still there. There's a lot less, but they are still there. Now, I asked a friend of mine how things were going. How is business going right now? You know what he said? He said, at the moment, travelers are staying closer to home. They're not going to London, and they're not going to Paris and Madrid and Venice. Right? They're not doing that. He says he's getting more people that just want to travel to Mexico and Canada and Hawaii. That's where they want to go. But if you watch the news, you will see that now is the time to travel. You need to get on the plane today. You need to book your hotel, book your stay. That's what people are telling us. You know why? Because again, they're trying to sell something. They see that a recession is coming. The truth is that we are very close to a recession. And consumers do not want to spend money. Why? Because they're worried. Where is their money going to come from? How are they going to save if they're spending $10,000 on a vacation to go to Paris? It's going to be difficult. But according to experts, they say that yes, a recession is coming, and when it does, everything will come crashing down. Everything will come crashing down. It also says that don't believe the hype that there is no recession. There is a recession. We are going to experience it. We are going to feel the pain. And when we do, people are going to wonder, why didn't I listen? Just why didn't I listen? Well, here's the last thing I just want to tell you. Companies are laying off employees. Businesses are closing stores. I just talked about this a couple days ago. Burger King is going to close down between 300 and 400 stores just this year in 2023. We're almost 6 months in. So in 6 months, Burger King is going to close between 300 and 400 locations. Some because they're just operating poorly. Some, and this is a big one, because franchisees can't afford it. They're going bankrupt. Think about that for a second. Think about the amount of McDonald's, Taco Bell's, KFC's, okay, Carl's Jr.'s, Burger King's, Jack in the Box, okay? Just think about all those. Think about how many are owned by a franchisee and how many of those franchisees are struggling. You got to keep this in mind. Just because a Taco Bell or a KFC or whatever is doing okay doesn't mean that the company is backing them. Doesn't mean Taco Bell is coming in and giving this business and location millions of dollars every single year to operate. No. This is owned by a franchisee. And guess what happens when the franchisee, who also owns some real estate, and real estate's coming down, they can't use their equity because they have none, their stocks are dropping, they want to retire, they want to get out of this, they're losing money. Guess what happens then? Well, all those employees are going to be let go and be laid off. They're not just going to move them to the next location, because again, that location probably already has employees. And if this is a franchisee and that's a different franchisee, then why would they do that? It's probably not going to happen. But this is where experts are now saying that things are starting to hit the fan. And this is why I say SHTF. This is potentially an SHTF moment before you know what hits the fan. You need to be ready. you need to be prepared. Because I guarantee you, if you're not prepared, once this stuff does hit the fan, you're going to be wishing that you were prepared long ago. So again, take the time, spend a little bit of money if you need to, be prepared. Because again, stuff is going to happen.